If you collapse in a crowded street, your odds of survival are actually lower than if you collapse alone. The more people who witness it, the less likely any single one of them will step in. That's not a paradox. That's proven psychology. This isn't a rumor or a social media theory. It's one of the most replicated findings in all of psychology, called the bystander effect. It's been tested in labs, documented in real cities, and linked directly to preventable deaths. To understand why, we start on March 13, 1964. New York City. A 28-year-old woman named Kitty Genovese is walking home from work, just steps from her apartment building, when an attacker strikes. She screams. The assault stretches on for over 30 minutes. 38 neighbors reportedly witnessed what happened that night. Lights flicked on in apartment windows. Faces appeared. But no one came downstairs. No one called police while she was still alive. Kitty died, and the question that followed haunted a nation. Two psychologists, John Darley and Bibb Latane, were shaken by the case and decided to test why. Each participant sat alone in a room and heard, through an intercom, someone in another room apparently suffering a violent seizure. When participants believed they were the only one who could hear it, 85% rushed to help. But when they thought 5 other people also heard the same emergency, only 31% responded. Same crisis. Same sounds. Completely different outcome. The mechanism behind this is called diffusion of responsibility. In a group, your personal duty to act quietly dissolves. You assume someone else already called. Someone else will handle it. Everyone thinks the same thing at the exact same moment. And nobody moves. There's a second force making it worse, called pluralistic ignorance. You look around, see calm faces, and your brain concludes, if this were truly an emergency, someone would have moved by now. So you take your cues from everyone else. They take theirs from you. Time runs out. The data is brutal. In groups of 10 or more people, the probability that any individual actually intervenes drops by over 70%. Researchers have observed bystander paralysis in subway emergencies, medical collapses, and street accidents even when dozens of people are present. One classic experiment placed an actor in visible distress in a hallway. When just one bystander was present, help arrived 70% of the time. Add 4 more strangers to that hallway, and the rate collapsed to just 40%. More people, drastically less help. Now here's where it gets complicated. The Kitty Genovese story was later found to be partly exaggerated by the press. Some neighbors did call the police. One even held her as she died. But the psychology the case inspired? Verified independently through hundreds of controlled studies. And the bystander effect doesn't stay on city streets. It lives online. When someone posts about a personal crisis in a large group chat or public forum, the bigger the audience, the less likely any individual will respond. Digital crowds freeze just like physical ones. Researchers confirmed this with social media studies. A message seen by 10 people drew far more direct replies than one seen by 10,000. More eyes doesn't mean more care. In digital spaces, scale creates invisibility, not safety. Here's the good news: awareness is the antidote. People who have learned about the bystander effect are statistically more likely to intervene in real emergencies. Simply knowing the trap exists is enough to help your brain override the freeze response. And there's one technique that breaks the paralysis in real time. If someone near you collapses, don't shout for help at the crowd. Point at one specific person and say, "You, in the blue jacket, call 911 right now." Specificity destroys diffusion. It works every time. So here's what scientists still find unsettling: even people who know all of this, who've studied it, who teach it, have still been documented freezing in live emergencies. The instinct is that deep. The question is whether knowing gives you just enough edge to fight it. Follow for more psychology that could actually save your life. And share this with someone who doesn't know about the bystander effect, because one day, knowing it might be the difference that matters.